Can you hear me? Okay. This is a home test pretty much and a meet and greet for any of my current subscribers. I wasn't able to do it at Long Beach Airport today, so we're going to go ahead and try it here. So you're welcome to come on to the chat and I could talk to you and meet you. I'd really enjoy that. So I'll be here waiting. And again, this is Mike with OC JetView. Come on, guys. Let's see who we got going here. We have excellent hookup. We're good to go. We're live. So we are currently at 711 subscribers, which is just phenomenal. I know that's going to go up in the next probably week or two. Ready to hit that 1,000 mark. So yeah, I'm just at home chilling. You know, would love to talk to anyone who comes up on the chat here. So we have a good buddy of mine on the chat, Mark Pexonat. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. She's downstairs, man. So, like I was saying, I filmed at Long Beach today. We got a couple of really rare planes. We had the Border Patrol plane there. We had a C-130 cargo conversion Air Force plane. Neither one of them were there that long. They were probably there maybe half an hour, dropping people off, or I assume a pickup, and then they were out. They were gone. So that's about that. And I chose to do this evening to see if any of my subscribers come on the line and we could do a little meet and greet real quick. I think it's pretty cool. Mark, can you hear me okay? Okay, you can hear me? Perfect. All right, cool. So this channel, we're already, I think, 711 subs in just less than a month. And I've been working on the house and I wasn't able to go do hardly any streaming since then, so I decided just to go do a little 2.5 hour video today at Long Beach for you guys. And we got lucky that those planes were there. It's pretty cool. So, you know what it is, Mark, is a lot of my um, all the not all the subs, but the big majority of them are out of our country. So with the time change right now, it might be real early in the morning for them. Versus if I did this, earlier today Pacific time, then it would be probably better for them. Plus, people are getting off of work. But we'll see. Someone might show up. Out of 711 people, someone's other than Mark is going to show up here. Just kicking back, waiting. Mark doesn't have subs, he has dubs. And what that means is big rims on your car when you're driving around. 24-inch rims to be exact. We all want those on our car, right? No, not the spinners. That was like 30 years ago. Oh yeah. Yeah, I have several shirts made up for this channel already. I'll be getting a hat soon. Did you hire Duncan's printer? No. There's a cool place in town that I went to, and they were fairly cheap. So oh, by the way, Mark, we don't tell people exactly the city we live in. We just keep that. You know, I live in South Orange County. Leave it at that. That's for safety purposes. No, I can't do it in that. Yeah, you're funny, man. So for OC Jet View, we are right around the corner from 1,000 subs. That's going to be great. Then I could collect memberships and they will get first access to certain perks other than everyone else. That's what the membership is about. Um, that's how all the big channels do it. Airline Video, LA Flights, Cali Planes, Phone Spotter, uh, Pip Aviation. Those are just top of my head that I could think of now. But they've also been doing it for longer too. So, um, I talked to chat and asked what the deal was at the airport today. I could not go live. It was an internet problem. Um, so I need to get that somehow situated. They do have these square little boxes that like take the internet away from your laptop and then you get like a real powerful one there for like 150 bucks. So I'm going to look into getting that to expand the internet signal because there's a lot of stuff going on at airports. There's communications with the planes and the tower. Any type of signal strong like that could disrupt us plane spotters. So there has to be a way to get around that. And you know what? It might work at LAX. It might work somewhere else, and then Long Beach is just a dead zone. So call up Duncan and ask him to be a member and say, "Can I count on your support?" Yeah, that guy, there'd be no way on that wall behind you. There you go. OC Jet View. We're coming up. We're gonna be a big channel. I can feel it. I ain't trying to beat any of those other guys that have $50,000 or more in equipment. I do not. I have about 10 grand in equipment, but they either came from rich parents or they just have money in the bank. I don't think the LA Flights brothers come from rich people, so they probably just earned it at their job and slowly bought their equipment, you know. But you got to admit that that Sony A7 that I have, that camera is just it's insane. It's I didn't know what I had when I bought it, and we just totally went out to LAX that one day, and I was like, wow. When I got home and viewed the footage, it was crazy clear. Yeah, we'll just keep doing it, Mark, and it will grow. Definitely. That's the name of the game with YouTube, you know. But yeah, we're going to be going to Phoenix here, I think, in about 2 weeks. So I'll be at the top of the parking structure facing the south two runways there. That's going to be great. Totally an advantage viewpoint up there because you're looking down on the runway, so you can kind of see the tops of the planes when they're before they lift off into the air. Pretty cool. But yeah, Mark, thanks for coming on because this is more also of a test, to see if it's even if I could get it working. And obviously, this is true now. I got it working. So it it's just the internet issue at the airport, unfortunately. So we'll try again. One day we'll get it right and it'll work. Yeah, the Soul Plane. Did you check out today's video yet, Mark? It's pretty cool. a rare, I guess you would say one is military and the other is a federal plane. Check it out, you'll like it. It's way cool. Of course, you know how I film, right? I put it down. The camera does the rest. As you're about to what? Oh, as you were about to view the video. Duh. Okay, gotcha. All right. The Antonov, that's a big plane, man. That's do the research because I can't use my phone right now, Mark, and see if it's bigger than the A380 because I'm not quite sure. I know as far as passenger planes, the A380 is the biggest, but the Antonov is pretty big too. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, it'll let you know if one of your subscriptions is live. That's how that works. Whoa, blue screen. Blue screen. There we go. It's supposed to be the world's largest. Okay, well, when it's passenger, when it's cargo, but overall, Antonov is the largest. You know what? Give Boeing or Airbus a chance. They'll build something bigger than that. They already have the A380. Why not make something three times that size? Yeah. Pulling around with this here little, trying to get used to it. There it goes. Uh, okay, don't need to worry about that. You know what? I won't do that, Mark. I won't put them on the side doors, but I already have OC Jet View personalized license plates coming. The old school California black with the gold letters. I can't wait. DMV says it takes like 4 months, so I think in May I should finally get them. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get more clothing, for this. It's just that it costs money right now. Laura's daughters call me, and I cannot answer phone right now because I'm using this cool app called Droid Cam, and that's how I got the cell phone hooked as a camera to show me. Yeah, so it's OCJET and then letter V as in Victor and then letter W. So that's how it's going to be on my car. OC Jet and then VW like Volkswagen. And I was lucky that it was available. No one else in the state had it. But that'll be cool. So, Mark, are you watching any other plane spotting channels? Because there's way better ones than mine since I'm just starting. You know. Yeah, I'll definitely get a hat also. Saint Martin, that's probably just someone who is there on vacation, and they want to pull out their plane and go live and make some videos, which is cool. But I mean, it's not going to be someone that is, all the time there, right? It'd have to be someone that lives there, you know. But yeah, those are cool. That's a cool spot. It teaches everyone about jet blast, this hot, extremely hot oven heat hitting you, and it'll knock you down when those big planes are taking off like that. I wouldn't suggest it unless you could hold on to that fence pretty strong. You could get extremely hurt and or killed doing that, you know. Yeah, it definitely goes boom. When I worked at John Wayne Airport, man, we got jet blasted all the time because our gate was right where they turn on to the taxiway that goes to the edge of the runway, and they would give it gas, and I'd be standing out there, and it felt good when it's cold and rain at nighttime in the wintertime, but in the summer, you didn't want nothing about that, you know. This chat thing is way cool. How fun. And Mark, you have the number one crown right now because you're the only one that's tuning in so far. Just these things here. Okay. I'm pretty sure anyone who is subscribed, it'll let you know that if you're on YouTube, like let's just say you're just on YouTube looking at how to fix a car or something, whatever, it'll probably pop up. But I don't think it's going to give you alert on your cell phone if you're not on YouTube, if you're just out and about, whatever. I could be wrong though. This is all new to me. I'm not sure. The start date. I think somewhere in late January. I'm not quite sure about that. I'd have to get back to you. If you go onto my channel right now and you see the airplane facing you or whatever, you got to view the channel. There's going to be under that top picture of the airplane of John Wayne looking at you, there's going to be a paragraph and then it'll say more at the end. If you click on that and you scroll down, it's going to give you the start date. So check that right now, Mark, and see. Because I'm not quite sure. So what does it say? Does it say, does it have a start date on there? I'm pretty sure it's the end of January. Cool. Let me know. I don't even know when I started. I'm curious. Okay. All right. Yeah. Don't close it then. That's cool. I'll let you know later on when I'm off this. I'll just shoot you a text. Maybe I could look on my TV real quick. Yeah. Let me try and do that. Let's see here. Because I think it's different on my end. And of course, there's an ad we gotta wait for. So let's go down. It's gonna let me check it. It says, oh, I'm sorry, September 22nd, 2025. So I was way off. I thought January. So September 22nd, 2025, OC JetView became 62 videos so far, over 10,000 views. And it's not 709 subscribers as it shows on there. It's 711, maybe even more by now. I'm not sure. Yeah, so cool. Now I see myself on TV. So far, over 10,000 views. And it's not okay. 709 subscribers as it shows on there. So. I didn't realize I was doing it that long either. I thought January, but wow, November. Time goes by fast. Pretty sweet job for a 50-year-old though, man. You know? Checking something out here real quick. Yeah, it is a cool idea, huh? Anyone who just gets a camera, sees an airplane in the air, wherever, out of their backyard, they take a picture, you're now a plane spotter. We've all done it, you know. This is just a little more professional, and it's our First Amendment right to film anything that we could see when we're standing in a public place, right? So you see all those auditors on YouTube. Some of them are pretty funny. Um, so that's why I couldn't go to the parking structure that's on the property of John Wayne because that's their property, and they said no. You know, but there's not really any area surrounding it like LAX. You know, LAX has elevated views on both sides, north and south, and on the east end there's a parking structure. And you know what? It has to do with the parking structures letting you also. When you go in there, if you're there an hour or whatever, you don't pay that much. But if you're there, I think 3 or 4 hours or more, then you pay the daily parking structure fee, which is usually $20 or 20 something dollars. And at San Diego, the first two videos I did was on a lower parking structure, and they recently kicked us out. LA flights can't go there either. But next to it, they have a tall one, and that's completely like right level with the runway. So they go right over your head. I think this parking structure is like 7, 8 stories high, and they're only about 50 to 100 feet above you at that point. And then they just drop down after they pass you onto the runway. So they could get advertising dollars from the restaurants. So anybody nowadays that's doing any type of business and they want to promote it, they're doing good in their business, start a YouTube channel, start filming yourself, start getting monetized through YouTube after a while. It just makes sense, right? It's like a side gig, it's extra money, you know. That's how that works. Now, the aviation community, whether you be pilot, you're a ramp agent, ticket counter, whatever, you just you're a private jet broker and you sell the things, you know, whatever. It's a huge all around the world community. Like I said, I have people watching from Germany, India, you know, Europe, you name it. And that's just how it works. Yeah, you'll notice just watching YouTube, like Captain Steve, he's excellent. He talks he's a okay, as a young guy, he started in the military, became a fighter jet pilot way back in the day. He's like in his 70s now. Then he flew for American Airlines and he just retired. So he's getting that good pension. And he started a YouTube about safety within, you know, the pilots and air traffic control and all that. And so he's getting monetized through that as well as extra money, you know. And it's not really the fact that he needs the money. That's just, you know, you get the views and you get your eligibility. You're going to get paid. It's just the way it is. But all the recent stuff last year, there was a lot of plane wrecks and stuff like that. You know, he talks about it. Sometimes he'll show a plane that it's usually the captain is arguing with air traffic controller, and then it just becomes a big what could you say, ego fest, I guess. No one wants to back down, and they're both wrong and they're both right on that. You know. But yeah, Mark, I'll have to take you along with me once I get this, what I'm doing now, you know, out there filming the planes. And then we'll give you a headset and you could talk, unless you're camera shy, you know. Yeah, but these auditors, people will come out of their business on the sidewalk and they'll yell at them, and the auditor's just like, why don't you come at me nice and I could blow up your restaurant right now? Like I could give you all the free advertising you want. It makes no sense to me. You're not camera shy. Okay, cool. Neither am I. But yeah, there's a delay on what you see at YouTube versus what I'm currently, doing this. It's an app called OBS, and that's our broadcast app. So whatever I say, and then I look at YouTube, there's a delay on it. It's weird. Oh, you got to meet them, man. I've been wanting to meet those guys. And were they the guys that all wear like the cowboy hats and stuff, and then the other guy wears like the full fluorescent green cap with the blue hat and glasses? I know who those guys are if that's who they were. So man, I'll be watching you on that episode, Mark. How cool. Yeah, you guys should check out my buddy Mark's van. It is, I can't even explain it. You're just gonna have to check it out for yourself. Yeah, the full face coverings and the caps, yeah. See, in public, it's each person's responsibility if you want to create privacy for yourself to cover yourself up. What they're doing is not illegal as long as they're standing in a public space, and a post office is funded by federal dollars that we pay on our taxes, and that's public, the entire property inside out. You just can't go to the back where the employees are. That's how that works, you know. But yeah, there's a couple of them that I follow, and I been wanting to find those guys, but I just never can. You got lucky. And then there's a lot of people that hate them. They don't like it, they're just haters. And that's the cool thing about what I do with the planes. No one's ever going to come up to a spotter and say, "You guys can't do that. Get out of here," because what we're doing is awesome. It's so awesome that it's got to be legal, right? You know. They were called action audits. Okay. I know the one guy, he's called Freedom of the Press. He shorter guy and has a stick camera coming out of his back. They gave me a fake $100 bill with a phone number and his picture. It says 35 Mike. Whoa. Okay. Did you stick around and see the haters walking around, Mark, and barking at them by any chance? Yeah, the Long Island audit, I think they're like one of the um, starters of this over in the East Coast. Oh, you're only there 10 minutes. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I can't wait to see, Mark. Check out Freedom of the Press. That's the name of the channel. You're going to like him. See, people will say, well, why are you doing this? Well, I'm doing this because YouTube's paying me really good money. But they can't say that, right? Because then it'll screw it right up right there, you know. But yeah, that's why they're doing it. They're not doing it for any other reason. I don't even think they really care about the cause. They say they do, but at the end of the day, it's paying the bills, you know. Yeah, freedom of the press. He wears glasses and a hat. He doesn't cover his face up. He has a goatee about your height. Um, his camera is stuck to a pole that he walks around with, and he has a 360 camera that comes like out of his back and goes up above his head. But what they do is very dangerous because anyone they piss someone off and then it's LA, right? They go around the corner and come back and do what they do. It's only a matter of time. But see, plane spotters, we're not pissing off anybody because everyone's awesome and everyone's cool. Everyone's chill. Oh, really? That's funny. Well, this is a success today. I got excellent stream health right now, so that's good. You said the mic is working, and I know it is as well because I have my TV turned on and I could hear myself. Okay, Bay Area Transparency, he's a little bit different. What he does is he's going into public places and he's checking all the employees, how they treat someone in their lobby with a camera. And he knows exactly where he could go and where he can't go, and they'll try to trespass him. You can't trespass someone from a public place. It just that doesn't work that way. And he gets into some heat also with the cops, and it's pretty funny. Sometimes he gets handcuffed, and I think he's going through a couple of lawsuits right now as it is. We've already been on the air for 44 minutes. Time flies. It's going to be a lot of chats. All this was one person. I can imagine 30, 40 people. Crazy. Yeah, he does need to go up to Nevada and that whole Northern California area. He's gone to Arizona. He's gone to, I think he's at Reno. Well, no, he's back in California, but he was in Reno, Nevada not too long ago. And he just bounces around to different locations. Same rules apply in any state. You could film anything that your eyes could see and the camera could see standing in a public place. And there's nothing the cops could do about it. So, yeah, I'm excited for Phoenix. Phoenix is like a, well, you have international flights that take off out of there. Pretty big planes, 747s, a lot of cargo planes. They have a National Guard on the south end of the airport there on the other side of the runways. It's always been there. Yeah, in certain spots in like Santa Monica, what do you call it? Pasadena up there, you just have streets, main boulevards with just rows and rows on the sidewalk each side of stores. So they'll just stand on the sidewalk and film inside stores that have glass doors that they could see inside, and they'll come out and say, "You can't do that," you know. But actually, they can. A lot of restaurants will get mad and they'll drop their blinds, which is the best thing to do. You're creating your privacy. Once you do that, the auditors are going to walk away from your business down the street. So, cool. Yeah, Mark, you should start a YouTube channel, man. With all the awesome work you do on furniture, I'm sure you could probably blow OC Jet V away. And you don't need the fancy equipment that I have. You know, I need my equipment because I got to get things that are flying in the air really fast. But you could just use your cell phone, just like I am right now. Cell phones are they're 4K, right? You know. Cool. Let's see here. Okay, so looks like my droid just went out. Oh no. See if we can't reload it. Okay, I guess not. Weird. Yeah, I know. All of a sudden it just stopped. That's like all I don't need right now. Hmm. Okay, well, if it ain't gonna turn back on, let's see what we got to do here. Oh, weird. I don't know. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out for the evening. But thanks, Mark. I appreciate it, man. You let me know that it worked good, so that's great. If you can hear me, I'll catch you later, buddy. Alrighty.